totally random.
Yeah. And then the rest spawn as survivors, and the survivors have to hold off against the flood. If a flood manages to kill a survivor, he's going to convert him, as you see here. Oh, that was actually a take to a bull true. He's going to convert him to another flood, and then it really shifts it. So you could be like side by side, shoulder to shoulder with your buddy, defending yourself. The next minute he's coming right at you as an infected flood form.
So it looks like the Flood have their own version of the energy sword, and they have Promethean vision.
Yeah, they can actually choose one of the 3 armor abilities. Maybe we'll see the loadout menu. They can pull those up. But you can also see we've got a visual effect here, so you get this really like haunted, infected feel when you are a flood. And there's also like these trails that come off behind you.
So they're actually like really scary in this game instead of like old infections. So.
Definitely. The survivors also have a magnum that's been tuned to like take flood down with headshots, but they have a limited amount of ammo, so they really have to be careful on how they conserve those.
Yeah, stick together and be conservative.
Yeah. We're playing on Complex too, which we found is a fantastic flood map. It's got all sorts of different passageways, lots of places for the flood to sneak around and sort of ambush the survivors. Maybe pull off a flood assassination if they're lucky.
Yeah, tell me a little bit more about that. I've heard a lot about it.
So it's just similar to the ball assassination, the flag assassination. You get up behind them, you pull your assassination off, and you get a special animation and a special event when you pull it down.
Yeah, we have. I have yet to see that, so I'm hoping.
I don't want to describe
like
it. Hopefully, we'll get one, or we can show some clips of it. But it's definitely a feat to pull off. Another thing, since we made this a new mode, we've got an all new medal set as well. As you just saw, the new enhanced thrust pack, and that guy's going to be a flood soon.
Doug picks up a kill in there.
Yeah.
So how many rounds do we play here?
We play 3 rounds. We try to keep it really fast and flowing. Another big change we made from the original infection is now it's going to check whether or not you started as a flood each round, and then it'll balance out a little bit better than it used to. So you get a really even distribution of whether you spawn as a survivor or a flood, which creates more consistency in the post-game stats.
We can see it looked like there was a hard light shield and camo and another one that I didn't see for the survivors. So a couple different options there with the shotgun and the magnum.
Yeah, definitely. And you can tune all this completely in the custom game settings too. We know that all the versions of Flood before, you get safe havens where people like forge barricades up into the maps.
Yeah.
And they'll really change the tuning settings. That's all available. You can change the Survivor and the Flood loadouts. So it really lets you tune the experience to, if you have a favorite version of Flood or Infected, you can definitely make it.
And I feel like with the new stuff like the trait zones could really be cool in Forge. You could add something to like a safety zone for the survivors and give them more health or something like that.
Definitely. I can't wait to see what they come up with. And you see they're camping on top of Little Jerk up there. This is a common tactic by the survivors. And we see it quite a bit. Oh, thrust her into
you
a
can
sword.
Thrust it. Wow.
Oh, yeah, the thrust combination really makes the Flood deadly.
So is there their thrust looks more improved than a regular thrust ability. Is that true?
Definitely. They have a specially tuned thrust pack. It's a different asset in the game, and it will let them move and fly much faster across the map. The first time you pick it up, it almost feels like you're on a roller coaster ride of how much faster it moves, and it's difficult to control, but you'll definitely pick it up really quickly.
So is that only in the Flood mode?
That's right. The Flood, it's a thing exclusive to Flood.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Checking out Buck right now, trying to find out where a guy is, and it looks like the high ground is obviously the place to be for the survivors.
Definitely. It's good for the start. I think they get a core, but because they're all up there, they know where they are, and they start picking them off one by one.
That thruster just shooting Buck all across the map.
Yep. And they got to maintain that Magnum ammo, too. That's another huge strategy of it.
So is there no way to pick up more ammo?
You can run over your teammates and pick it up as
so
well.
So eventually, if you survive for too long, you're pretty much out of luck.
Yeah. That's another thing you can tune with just changing the armor mods and the loadouts as well. Tons of flexibility there. Very cool. Yeah. See what his tactic is here. Oh, he's going down and then up again.
Buck trying to push up with his teammates to get on that high ground. It's so hard to get up there.
Yeah, we let the radar on by default just to get that little extra edge. And keep the tension, keep the games a little bit faster. But we've seen different versions of it off, and I mean the best part about this is it's so flexible, and I can't wait to see what people come up with.
Yeah, I'm really excited to play some of these game types. And now that the Flood are actually really scary, it might be you really get that really up close anxiety feeling of like, oh no, they're coming. So it should be really fun.
Yeah, another event we amplified is if you're the last Spartan alive or the last survivor. You're going to get a special medal just for being the last survivor, but we kick on the dynamic music again, and it creates this really intense experience because you're the last guy left, and there's like 7 or 8 for Flood coming at you. We're playing 8 players right now, but on default in the playlist it's going to be 10.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Buck trying to crouch up there. They're on top of it. The survivors are not going to die right now. There's 13 seconds left. So I take it they get more points for surviving?
Yeah. Yeah, you'll get points for surviving. We have sort of like a survival sprees almost. So if you last 30 seconds, a minute, 1 minute 30, you'll start getting medals for how long you survived in the match.
APG and Formal
Look
tied
at
for
that,
85 points apiece.
Yeah, and that one the survivors are able to hold it down. You see if they go to the roof again.
Yeah, that seemed to be a really good strategy for them. As we got Fragby and Formal coming up as our flood right now.
Promethean Vision, Hard Light Shield, and Active Camo. There you go.
The flood going
that
in
was
for the
fast.
kill right away.
Formal going right out there. Yeah. So you notice there's also a special medal here and there, which is a flood kill assist. So even though this guy might be killing you next minute, you can still get assists with each other, which is really cool.